You can say the sun is shining if you really want to. I can see the moon and it seems so clear. You can take the road that takes you to the stars now. I can take the road that'll see me through. I can take the road that'll see me through. Shikadoon, diddloon doom doom, Mike's Music Method. Come on in, everybody. Today I am ridiculously excited to bring you a complete, accurate measure-by-measure tab and tutorial of The Road by Nick Drake. If you're eager to dive in, jump ahead about a minute, but I just want to talk about this song. Holy cow, I always liked Nick Drake, but after trying to learn this song and Parasite, I have an unbelievable newfound appreciation for this guy. Just incredible picking, control of all of the Pima fingers, so it's not Travis pick, so you're going to have to use that ring finger, guys, no way around it. But man, this kid's chops are unbelievable. And not only is he a great picker, but so inventive. Who thinks to play like this? It's so weird. We'll talk about it throughout the tutorial. Just know that we are almost in standard, except the G string, the third string, is tuned down to an E. So the cool illusion created in this song is that he's hitting the same note on so many different strings. It sounds like ringing bells. That also makes it impossible to transcribe. So I spent a ton of time. I did end up comparing it to other tabs on the internet. And everyone's got it slightly different, but it seems that everyone agrees it is capo 3rd fret with that G string tuned down to an E. So thank you to those before me. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. I did look that up because this tuning, I have, capo 3rd fret with a weird tuning. There's no way I would have been able to figure that out on my own. So thank those who came before me and figured that out. Otherwise, once I got the tuning, I went note for note, and that tuning is right. And man, is this song awesome. Not a beginner piece. So as always, check out my Travis picking playlist, because it's going to be hard, but I'm going to walk you through it, and it's doable. If you can kind of get that right hand, it'll be doable at a slow speed. Even at a slow speed, it's going to be beautiful. So come on, we're going to spend the next half an hour to an hour here learning this entire song. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to help you get through this. You're going to do it. Let's do it. Nick Drake's Road. Excited. Let's do this. So our G string is going to be tuned down to an E. So we're going down a minor third to an E, then you throw the capo on the 3rd fret, and when you play an E minor chord, listen. Beautiful. Get a beautiful ringing sound. So here are the tuning notes really quick. Hate to break it to you guys, but this whole song is based on quite a stretch here, so get used to this. My pinky is on the 5th fret. I know that's going to look like the 8th fret, but it's 5 up from the capo, and then my pointer finger's on the 2nd fret. And we have a lot of that stretch, so do yourself a favor right from the beginning. Make sure you got good posture. My guitar is up on my left leg. You can throw some books under your left foot to elevate it a little bit, because you don't want that wrist to be like bending like this. You just want it nice and straight from the elbow to the wrist, all the way straight. Goofy timing on this song, so I don't know how you want to count it. I'm hearing that first note as a pickup. It might not be. Well, let's not really pay attention to meter because this song is so goofy. But I'm hitting that with my thumb. Then I'm going to the A string with my thumb as well. And then I'm walking the rest of these. Pointer, middle, ring. It's got this beautiful, weird sounding arpeggio. Thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, ring. Now I'm sure there's other ways guys might choose to do that, but I don't really know. For me, if you don't want to use the ring, you're doing 3 thumbs in a row, and you could do it, but this is one of these songs where your classical chops are going to come in handy here. Thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, ring. So then the measure continues. I go back to my pointer finger, but it's on the 4th string now. Then my thumb's on the 4th string there, still the 2nd fret. And then my pointer finger does the 3rd string. So it's 4, 3. Then I go back. Then I go all the way to the 1st string with my ring finger. So thumb, pointer, ring on the 1st, middle on the 2nd. So if we put all that together, and we'll just add this next note. I know it's the next measure, but it's a pointer finger on the 3rd string. So let's do all that together. 2, 3, 4. Let me slow that down. 1, 2, 3. I'll do quarter notes now. Then I jump to my thumb, pointer, ring, and then straight down. One more time. 3, 4. to speed. Really beautiful. So now we're kind of on measure 3 here, but we're just talking from that 4th fret. So then I'm in that position, and how I'm going to change out of there is just use my ring finger. I'm just going to drop my pinky to my ring finger, and I'm doing 4-2 open. And there I'm doing thumb, pointer, middle. Suppose if you wanted to do heavier thumb, you could get away with thumb, thumb, pointer, but thumb, pointer, middle. Then I do a hammer on. You can lift the chord here. And I'm going to hammer onto the whole E minor chord, but I'm just hitting the 5th string, doing that open to 2 hammer. Then I'm doing pointer, middle. So 5th string hammer, pointer, middle. Now remember, your brain might get confused and want that finger to fire on that hammer on, but you don't. Right, it's just thumb, hammer, pointer, middle. So let's get that all together so far. 3, 4. That time I did thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, pointer, middle. Again, you could do thumb, thumb. I'm not gonna sue you for that. Measure 4, we see a repeating theme, but don't get too excited because it changes a little bit. So we go kind of like 5-2, but it's different. The pinky now goes to the low string to get that 5th fret. And here you really need great posture because we have 5, then we have open on that string. So he's playing the same note twice in a row. And that's why it makes the song so magical, is that you're getting the same notes on different strings, and what a strange illusion of sound. So I got that. I'm doing thumb, thumb, 5 open. Then I still have that 2 on the D string, or on the 4th string. So 5 open, then pointer is on that D string, middle's on the 3rd. So again, it's just ascending higher, thumb, thumb, pointer, middle. Then my thumb goes back to the 5th string. Then my ring goes to the 2nd string, open, middle goes to the 3rd string, open, pointer goes to the 4th string. And that's still the 2nd fret there, right? Still that one's down. So the strings are 6, 5, 4, 3, back to 5, 2, 3, 4, and then it descends. And I'm doing thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, ring, middle, pointer. So up to, well, a little faster at least, 3, 4. Slower, 3, 4. So from the top, everything so far, 3, 4, 1. It is rad. So I will note, going from 3 to 4, it's quite a bit of a jump after you do that hammer-on part. The moment I hit that open, I'm getting ready for that next part. Right, so the moment I'm hitting this open after the hammer-on, I'm jumping these 2 fingers there. And maybe you stagger them a little bit, right? Maybe you get that pinky in place a moment before you do the pointer finger, just to buy your brain and fingers some time, right? The order of operations you want to get down. You might be able to just lock them both in place, but if you can, if you get that pinky there a moment sooner, that's fine. So let's take a look at it. At the beginning of measure 5, we still have this pointer finger down on 2 from the previous measure, and our pinky was there on 5. But we're going to lift that 5. One way to do it is like this: open on the 5th string, then we do the 4th fret on the E string. And I'm doing thumb, thumb. So thumb on 5th, put the 4th fret down on the 6th string, they're both with the thumb. Then I'm doing pointer on the 4th, middle on the 3rd. Now, one other thing that's goofy about this measure that I didn't write down in the tab, the moment we hear that 4th note of the measure, that open on the 3rd string, there's plenty of times where you hear another note with it. Sometimes it sounds like the A string, other times it sounds like that low E, and I can't tell, like maybe that A's ringing, and I'm just hearing lift off with that ring finger there, So then the A becomes louder because you're no longer hearing the G sharp. There's some sonic illusion. So what I would do here is just lightly lift. Don't do like a full sounding pull off, that's too loud. But the moment I'm playing that fourth note, which is the third string open, I'm lifting that ring finger off the note. Right, you hear that extra little artifact of sound. I think that's what he's doing, because if I pinch there with two fingers, it sounds like too much noise. I think he just got in the habit of lifting early, and I don't know if that was just a practical thing or if he did actually want that extra sound in there. Either way, it sounds really cool. So to finish that measure, that's where we lift there. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, lift that finger right when we play 4, and then I go back to the 6th string with my thumb, back to the 4th string with my pointer, then my middle does the 3rd, and back to the 6th. So 3, 4. I did it wrong. Repeat 3, 4. Lift the finger. If that's getting too nitpicky, don't worry about it. It's going to sound great either way. I'm just trying to get it as accurate as I can for all you Nick Drake freaks out there. Hey, look at this. Measure 6, we kind of get a repeat, right? If we count that open from the last measure, this is exactly the same as the intro. Hey, look, it's exactly the same. Only thing different here in measure 9, he ends open on the D string, and how I'm doing that is just open, 2nd fret, open, and then I'm going back to the pointer finger and lifting up the chord to get that open on the D string. So that whole measure 9, 3, 4. Here is the B section of the song. So we kind of did the main A section. Here's the B section. The problem is that when we get to the verse, Drake doesn't give it to us the same way. But you do have like the bulk of the song, and that already sounds really awesome. So congratulate yourself. Let's go to this fun, goofy part. I don't really know how to think of this part. Like right now I'm at the point where I'm just reading the tab and I can play it. But when I'm not looking at the tab, it's like a mystery to me, and I cannot for the life of me memorize this goofy pattern. So if you crack the code, let me know. And again, he does it a little bit different later in the song. So he's winging it, but it's a very particular winging it. You'll get what I'm saying when you learn it. So here we go. Let's do this. All we have is a 2nd fret down on this low 6th string here. And we're doing thumb, pointer to 6 and 4. And then thumb goes to the 5th string. And then I do open with my middle finger on the 3rd. Hey, look at this. We have like almost like a Travis picked pattern finally. 6, 4, 5, 3, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle. But then it's broken in the second half of measure 10, where I just have the 2nd fret down on the 5th string, and I've got the strings I'm doing are 6, 5, both with my thumb, then open on the D string, and then back to the thumb that's open, so I lift it. Thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb. So all that measure together, 3, 4. That wasn't goofy enough. What's strange here is we get this higher note after that. So to me, I'm hearing that all together as like one measure or one musical idea. Right? This is all that we learned so far. But then he hits the 3rd string after that at the beginning of measure 11 there. So we got like 9 notes, and then you get a repeat of that low pattern. So is he playing with us, like thinking in terms of 9/8? I don't know how Drake was formulating this in his mind, but it's very cool. And then we go back to this idea. But it's different. So this time, again, I'm in measure 11, and we're starting on the 2nd note here. That low 2, I've got open on the 4th string. Then I'm doing open on the 6th string. So thumb, pointer, thumb, and then I'm going to the middle finger to get the open. And then the last 3 notes of the measure, 2nd fret on the 5th string, I'm doing thumb there. Pointer is open on the 4th, and then thumb goes to that low E string. Let's put 10 and 11 together. 3, 4. then the whole thing repeats. So in my mind, I'm hearing like 9 beats and then 7. Where's the accent on these beats? It's a really goofy and freaking awesome riff. So now, if you look at measure 12, we do kind of get a repeat, because 12 is exactly the same as 10 was. But then 13 is going to be different than what that follow-up was. So 13, we have open on the 4th string. I'm doing pointer, 2nd fret on the lowest string, and I'm doing pointer, thumb, then pointer again on the same string, then I lift it and do the thumb. So it's pointer, thumb, right? 4th string, 6, 4th string, 6. And then we break the rhythm here with this really cool triplet. So it's, oh, sorry. Hard to play it not in context, but that's where he breaks it and you get this quarter note triplet. And what's happening there is, what I'm doing is just pointer, because my pointer's already there, but I put the 2nd fret down. So just think of this as like an E minor chord here. But I have pointer, thumb, thumb, and that's 2nd fret, open. Let's do that whole thing for measure 10, put it all in context here. 3, 4. If it's sounding weird, I know, listen to the song a bunch, put it on a slow speed, and try to get a feel for what notes he's accenting. I didn't do all that here for you. If you have questions, I can make another video on that. But I think if you listen enough, this is one of these things that you just got to kind of feel out. If you do get stuck, listen and just circle the notes that you think he's hitting harder, and maybe that'll help give you the feel for it. Good news is that whole thing repeats, except for that triplet ending, it's all the same. So if we go to 14, 3, 4, it's... And it just ends on that open. So measure 17 you can think of as like a truncated version of measure 13. Measure 18. Almost got a full repeat here, but not really. So we had that weird B section, we go back to the A section, but it's a little different. And it's hard to know if Nick was just kind of like counting and had a feel for it, or if it was intentional, or if it was kind of free form, but it's a little bit different, enough where it kind of trips you up. So if you look at the end of 17, we have that open, but then it continues the same way here in 18, ascending arpeggio, double back to the 4 with the hammer on. Here is where it's different in measure 20. This starts the same, but it continues higher. So I'm adding the ring finger there. We've got thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, ring, and I'm just ascending from the low E going down. Then we go back to the 4th string, and we've kind of seen this before where it's 4, 3, and then I've got open. So thumb, pointer, ring finger. And then we do that little descending, that open 4. And this is the same. So 21 we've seen before. And then here in 22, we get it again. And that is the same as before, right? 6, thumb, thumb, ascend down. Back to the 5th string. Then 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yeah, that's the same. Open. Then he starts singing. Go to the end of this video. Make sure you're doing the slow runs of each section before you move on. But if you're ready for it, let's talk about the verse. Shiku! The donation pitch. Guys, this is where I really ask you to consider the value for value model. The method here at Mike's Music Method, the model here at Mike's Music Method is 99% of my content is free. There's no paywall. Of course, I have the ebook that I charge for and some extra courses on my website. Go check them out. But all the content in the tabs are free. Not a single one of them is paywalled. This has been a ridiculous labor of love on my part for the last 5 years. Now, I want this stuff to be free and remain, free, at least freely available to those looking to get it. Of course, it's not free on my end to host the website and do all this stuff. But how the value for value model works is, yes, there are always going to be people hard on times and hard on cash, young people who don't have jobs yet. And so I want the content to be there for them, not behind a paywall. I also want people unfamiliar to not feel like the paywall is going to stop them from listening to these awesome songs. So no paywall, you get all the tabs for free. But remember, this is where I ask, it's not free for me. This has been a ridiculous amount of effort over the last 5 years. Not only that, but the 20 years of my guitar skills leading up to then. So I feel like I've got a great skill set and I'm bringing you guys a great product. So in return, please consider the value for value model. Maybe that's 20 bucks a month for you, 50 bucks a month, 10 bucks a month, 5 bucks a month. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. That's another beautiful part of the value for value model. And another way to think about it is if you can give 20 bucks a month, that is a way, it's almost a charitable act. Yes, you're giving the money to me, but it ensures that everybody else out there has access to this awesome educational content. So that is a value for value pitch. I can't talk today. And that's it. Go to my website, mikesmusicmethod.com. There's the donate tab, and that will have all the ways you can support: PayPal, Venmo, snail mail me a check. And of course, to sign up for one of the plans on my website is a really easy way, because that will get you access to the tabs. But again, if you're hard on times, you absolutely can't afford it, there's a Freddie Freeloader plan. You still get all the tabs. But consider, I'm a real guy. If I was a buddy in the neighborhood teaching you this stuff, certainly you'd buy me a beer or a coffee or a sandwich every once in a while. So think of it that way. Come on, at least give your buddy Mike, or buy, pretend I was there, we were hanging out, one of my kids ran in the room. Come on, you'd buy my kid a hot chocolate or something. So throw me a few bucks every month. Because these tabs it's a labor of love. I love doing it, but it is a lot of effort on my part. So that's it, value for value. Onward with the song. So at the end of measure 25, before he begins, instead of doing open here, he just has a quick pointer finger on the 3rd string. And that's kind of the pickup. And the verse is, again, a slightly different pattern, right? So it's up to you to which one of these you want to do. And if you're only doing the first one every time, that's fine. Don't feel like you have to learn all these variations on the same opening arpeggio. It's your call with how you want to perform it, but it is a little different when he sings it. And so let's look at it. We got that open on that string. I lied. I'm going to play it with my middle finger. So if I'm coming out of measure 25, then my middle finger is going to play that, and then my pinky goes down. I have this basic arpeggio again. But here it's just thumb, pointer, middle, and then I go back to the thumb. Then it starts high on the ring finger on the 2nd string, and I descend each finger, each digit. So that whole measure, let's do the pickup though, so I could start with the middle finger at the end of 26, 3, 4, and it's a really cool one. And after we do that thumb there in measure 27, I'm going back to my middle finger, open, then my ring finger, 3rd, 2nd string there. Then I'm going to descend that pinky to the 4th fret, but I just do just do the 5th string, and the 3rd with my pointer, 5th string and then the 4th with my pointer. Then we go straight to the hammer-on. I haven't counted the beats, but like there's one less note there. Is that because the previous arpeggio was longer? Or did he just take away the beat? I don't know. I haven't analyzed this song to death. Just know that it's goofy. You can analyze it if you want to, because you'll never end, I don't think. So you do the work and get back to us. But check that measure out. 3rd, 2nd, then we go to the 4. Then the hammer-on. It's just brief. It's just thumb, pointer there. Then we do the hammer-on part. So let's do 26 and 27 really slow. Again, I'm going to do that pickup beat. 3, 4, and... different, but same feel. Then we keep going in 28, 5th string on that low one, 2nd, you've seen this before. Oh, and you'll notice in my tab, right? That's why this song's impossible. You can either play that as a 5th on the E string or open right on the A string. They're both the same note. I don't know where he's doing it. So again, that measure, thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb either on 6th or 5th, it's up to you. Then we go all the way to the ring finger on the second, middle, on the third, pointer, on the fourth. 3, 4. Then 29 we know. But he just ends on the open, this time no pickup, just a clean open. A quick aside on singing it since we're here. We're kind of just singing every quarter note with it. You can say the sun is shining if you really want to. I can see the moon and it seems so clear. Only a couple awkward moments for me. You can say the sun is shining if you really want to. Because I'm singing and doing the hammer on, like one of these fingers wants to go, but it's want to. Just resist the urge to add, but it's just a hammer on there. It's not relentless with the right hand. Your right hand gets a break for just that one beat. And then I can see the moon and it seems so clear. So you don't sing every note there, right? And it seems so clear. At least if I'm doing it right. I know when you slow things down, it kind of seems confusing. I can see, you can say the sun is shining if you really want to. I did it again. Want to, I can see the moon and it seems so clear. I can see the moon and it seems so clear. You can say the sun is shining if you really want to. I can see the moon and it looks so clear. Yeah, I think I explained it the right way to you, but learn the guitar part first. So as a verse, that would be fine every time, but he does it different the next time. I can't tell if it's an accident or intentional, or if he's just so confident with what he's doing that he can do it a number of different ways. This kid is a heck of a guitar player, huh? Died at 26, that's unbelievable. Imagine, right, so this album's incredible, but imagine just, I'm gonna teach you all Parasite soon. I'm working on Parasite, it's a great song too. But just imagine Parasite and Road alone. Just those two. Imagine if you saw any kid just be able to perform those on the guitar and sing them at the same time. What a feat that would be in and of itself. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try to do that. It's going to take me months. But he wrote the songs. This guy wrote them, and he had like, how many tracks are on this? 10, 11, 12, and at least 5 of them are damn complicated finger-picking tunes. So to just think that this 24, 25, 26-year-old kid not only wrote these songs, but he could sit there and play you all of them. Like, this album was recorded in 2 or 3 days. And it's just awesome. It's awesome. Hats off, Nick Drake. And dude didn't even have Mike's music method on the internet to learn this finger-picking stuff. Enough asides. Measure 30. Let's continue. It's a little different. You could play it the same if you wanted to. But that's all the same. We just got that 5, 4, 3, back to 5. Descending from 2, all the same. Now here it gets a little different because he repeats that 5 and then he descends. So it's thumb on 5th, pointer on 4th. Then I descend to the 4th fret there, but thumb again on the 5th, pointer on 4th. So it looks like that. 5, 2, 4, 2. Other strings are 5, 4, 5, 4. Then we do the hammer on, that's the same. Then we've seen this arpeggio. Whoop. Before we go on, let's make sure we got 30 and 31. 3, 4. Really cool, just double up that note. Then 33 we've seen before. Oops. But the end of 33 is different because we go back to the 4th string again, this time with the pointer finger. Keep messing it up, remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's when you're going to lift that ring finger. And then he tags that little riff there. So in 34, we have this big thing again. But here he goes all the way to the 2nd string. Thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, ring, and then back down, middle, pointer, thumb. Now here in 35, my ear now wants to hear it as 5, 4 on that E string. Just so we're not doubling up that A string. Instead of doing A, we can do A with the pinky on the 6th string. So in the tab, I have you doing 5, 4. But if you've gotten really used to that open 4, you could do that. I think you get the logic here though. I'm already playing that open string, so just to let it ring even longer, I'm doing the same note on that low E string. And you can almost pull off if you wanted to, or slide your pinky, or just pick them both. It's kind of fast picking them both. Again, I can't tell, guys. It's your call. But as written, 3, 4. And this, again, a slightly different ending here. He plays open. The last note is open on the 5th string. One more time, 3, 4. We're at the B section. Again, you can play it the same way we did the first time, but the recording's a little different. I'm going to show it to you. If you're already overwhelmed, the song's already complicated enough, you don't have to learn it the second way. Pretty darn similar to the first time. But we're 53 seconds in the song, and we're on measure 36. Here, it's a little different because we have the strings are 6, 3, 5, 4. I'm going to assume you know the frets, right? Just follow along with the tab. I'm not going to spend forever here because it's really similar. 6, 3, 5, 4. And that's thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Second half of the measure, thumb, thumb on 6, 5. Middle on that 3rd string. And then thumb back on 5th. You, of course, have to move that middle finger there. 37, again, you can think of the last note as 37 as kind of the ending note in the previous measure. We hit open on the 4th string with our pointer finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm thinking of this 2 here is starting the phrase. And it's back to 6th string, 3rd, then open on the 6th. Is that an accident or intentional? I don't know, but it's different. 6, 3, back to open on that one. Pointer then does the 4th string. 2nd fret with my thumb on the 5th. Back to pointer, then back to the 6th string. So measure 37, 3, 4. .38, I think we've seen before. Yeah, kind of like we saw earlier in the song. 39. Triplet again, so that we've all seen before. 40 it looks like we've seen as well. You guys get the idea. If it's new, it's goofy. I think you all get the frets. It's just kind of the memorization that's tough. 42. Transition back into that cool A section again. So if I'm going from 43, it ends open, 2, open, open, and then right back into that open part on 5. And there it's thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, ring, and then the thumb shifts to the 4th string. And we've seen all this before. Cruising along. I'm in 47 now, I think. Here's another goofy part. It sounds wrong to me, but I swear I listened to it a zillion times, and this is what he's doing. So at the end of that arpeggio in 49, so measure 50, sorry, we have the 2nd string open, thumb, all that is similar, but then this is interrupted by the 4th string before he hits that 4. So normally it's open to the 4, right? We've done that a million times so far. Here we do. It just sounds weird. I mean, when you play it fast, it sounds fine, but when you slow it down, you're like, what? Why is this different? What's the point of that? Does it make the song cooler? Did he mess up? I don't know. So that's how that measure ends. It's thumb, thumb. Now you can jump back to the thumb or just do pointer middle. I'm doing pointer middle there. So 3, 4. Similar rhythmic idea. He just doesn't hit the open string, he hits the 4th string instead of the 5th. This part's beautiful. We have like the C section. This only happens, C section, section C. It only happens once in the song, and it's about 1:18 in the song, but it's not that complicated. So let's look at this part here, and then we're nearly done, guys. We're nearly there. So after that open, we are gonna start this phrase on the 3rd string with our middle finger. But it's this familiar thing where it's just 5 with the pinky and then 2 on the next string. But I got 3rd string with my middle, thumb, thumb, does 6-5. So middle, thumb, thumb, middle again, and then pointer. Middle, thumb, thumb, middle, pointer. Then back to the thumb on the 5th string, all the way to the ring finger, middle, pointer. Straight descending line there, so 3, 4. So I keep counting you on a pickup, I apologize. Then down to the 6th with the thumb, thumb again, middle, pointer. So this is a repeat, right? It's the same thing. Thumb plays the 5th, back to the descending part, ring, middle, pointer. Then we run the whole low thing that's kind of like a verse, but let's do that first. 3, 4. So again, in measure 51, if you're ignoring that pickup beat, that phrase just repeats starting on the 5. But then at the end of 53, we go back into the verse. So notice really quickly here, that pointer finger now goes down a string. And we're back to the A section. But with that goofy thing again. So notice the end of this arpeggio in 54, open, open, open. I jump all the way to 4 this time though. And then go to that D string. So the 6th string, that's 4 to 2, and then open. Slightly different, that's what he's playing though. This looks goofy because halfway through 55, we repeat what we called section C from a moment ago, and it's the same. Yeah, easy, and then back to the first part again. So 58, we did that arpeggio, then we have this open string on the 2nd, thumb goes to the 4th, pointer, ring. We've seen that from the intro, but then he goes back to the 3rd string with his pointer, then he hits the 6th string with his thumb, then pointer, then middle, then you lift it open. Subtle variation. If you get it all down, you're going to be a better player. But if you only kind of want to learn this song, you don't have to obsess. Near the end, again, slightly different, but let's just kind of talk through this really quick and I'll show you the coda. So the final verse here measures 60. Right, a little bit interrupted on that 4 like we talked about before. Repeats that little phrase. Repeats it in 66. And then here, we go back to that B section. Then we run right at the measure 70 with that open. It's back to the beginning. Now that part is slightly different. I'm not gonna beat you up a 3rd time. Slightly different. You can play it like we did the first time. Just look at the tabs, spend time there, whichever one feels easiest for you. But then in 71, we continue with the normal arpeggio. Like at the beginning of this song. That's beautiful. So 73, straight down, thumb, thumb, pointer, middle, ring. Thumb pivots to the 4th string, pointer on the 3rd, ring finger. Then we go right back to the pointer finger on the 3rd. Change that pinky to the ring finger there and play it with the thumb. Then he kind of slows down, but here it's different because I'm doing open on the 3rd string. You can shift and do that with your middle. Then open on the 4th string with the pointer. That's where it's different. And then he just plays what looks like what is an E minor. Just different voicing. Holy cow. Now, if you haven't learned to appreciate Nick Drake, then your ears and your fingers are broken. You've learned to appreciate Nick Drake even more. I know I did. Big handshake. Comment down below if you conquered this one. I would love to hear other people playing this. That would be cool if I could spread some Nick Drake playing abilities. Yeah. Slow runs. Let's start with the verse. We're just going to do the A section. Let's come in on the pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Slow run. Let's do the B section. Measure 10 to 25. 2, 3, 4. Transition, huh? So gorgeous. Slow run. Let's do the verse. It'll be like that A and B section again for when he starts singing. So measure 26 in the tab. Let's do the pickup. So we'll have that third string that starts at 2, 3, 4, and... rest. Double up the 5. Kind of tags it. So that's C section here, or B. This is that C section, starting at about 1:18 in the song. Start with a pickup on the and beat. 3, 4, and... sound like mistakes to me, but he was so honed in on the rhythm that even though his finger hit like a wrong string, he just kept going with it. I can't tell. It's real good though. Let's just conclude the last verse from 60 to the coda nice and slow. 3, 4.